Hey everybody, good Saturday or Sunday morning. I don't know which day you're watching this, but we appreciate you joining us. Now I want to make sure that you know that each week we're working hard to try to bring you the best on Rick's House Television. Today we've got my buddy Kenton Pleger, who's the James Hardie Siding installation specialist. He's going to be here and he's going to show us the right way that James Hardie Siding should go on and the wrong way it shouldn't go on. You know, I got asked this past week just a question from one of our listeners on our radio show. He said, Rick, how do I know if it's put up right? How do I know if I've got a warranty? I've got the man in the house today that's going to tell you. So hang on, we'll be showing you some other things too. Even got a little jewelry in this segment. Lots of things coming your way. You never know who's going to be in the house. We're at Mid-South Lbr. Kenton Pleger from James Hardie's coming up next, and we're going to help you. Good Saturday morning to you, good Sunday morning. Come on in the house.
Oh, well, it's Rick's House. If you got a question, he'll help you figure it out. 'Cause it's Rick's House.
All right, so we're back at Mid-South Lbr with my buddy Kenton Pleger from James Hardie. You are the siding installation guru of all, who knows all there is to know about this kind of siding.
Yeah, something like that.
Something like that.
Yeah.
But I do know you put lots and lots of it up. One of the things we get asked so often is, what's the right way, Rick? How do I know if I've got my warranty covered? Those kinds of things. That's what you do. I'm going to step back out of the way and let you explain what we got going on, because I know that you're going to be able to help us today. All right, so you got a couple things in your hands, plus the really cool tool belt. I'm going to have one. Did they make that in an 8X?
They do.
Well,
mine's only a 4.
It's only a 4. Tell me what we're doing here. We got the first piece marked and ready, got the starter strip up. So where are we headed?
All right, so what we've got is we got the wall laid out here. We got a starter strip at the bottom.
Okay.
Start off with the correct angle. And then what we did for the first row is we snapped the line.
Okay.
So we know where to set that first piece.
Exactly.
That's always important because we leveled it up.
Okay. You got to have the starter so we can get the angle right for the very first piece.
Correct.
Okay. Now, are you going to show us right way or wrong way?
I'm going to start off with what typically is the wrong way.
Okay.
So when you walk onto a job site or if your house is getting sided, if you see this, put up the flag and stop everybody.
All right, we're going to let you go to it.
All right. All right.
All right.
Right there. Now, what happens here is a couple things. So you can see we got all of our studs marked out here, right?
Right, exactly.
So typically what happens a lot of times, guys won't hit studs, so they'll just nail right to the OSB.
Just wherever, exactly.
The other thing here is high nails.
Right.
All right, so this is our overlap line, which is 1.25 inches.
Okay.
But you want that nail to be at 1 inch.
Okay.
All right, snug and flush.
Right.
So when you don't do that, that's what you end up with.
So this is just basically no good at all. We got no stability to it whatsoever.
No stability. So
you know, you've already damaged this. Is going to cause the next piece to lay funny.
Yep. And so the other thing that happens here is once that nail head goes in, that nail head, think of it like a plug cutter. So once it breaks that surface, it's just going to cut everything behind it.
Okay.
So that's why you want to be snug and flush.
So what he's telling us here is there's a couple of things that's going on. When you put it together in this manner, we are not doing what the product wants to do. The end result of that is your warranty could be voided. There's also other problems, as he mentioned, that makes it not lay correctly. It does issue problems. It cuts the other parts of the components. Bad, bad, bad. So what do you do when you see that, Kenton?
All right, so typically the follow-up behind this
Yeah.
is a finish gun. So a guy will grab a finish gun,
Okay.
right? The bottom's like this.
Right.
Homeowner's mad.
Right.
So they'll take their finish gun and they'll pop it like that, all right?
So that it's snug.
So it's snug. Right, the only thing is this doesn't give you any wind load at all,
Okay.
right? So it's all up here. This is where it matters.
And we still have the problems that he showed us in the beginning. Even though we've snugged it down to the bottom starter strip, you still got nails that are too high, too far in, and too much toward the top. This is bad, bad, bad. Never start with good, bad, putting good over bad, because it only gets worse from that point. When you see this, what do you do to it?
At this point, I mean, a lot of guys will face nail this, but we try to get this pulled off the wall.
Okay.
When we come across this, we try to stop these bad habits, train them to the correct habits,
Okay.
fix whatever needs to be fixed, and then we carry on.
All right. We're going to take this board off and pretend that we started all over again. When we come back from this next time out, Kenton's going to show you exactly how it's supposed to be done. If it's done right, that Hardie siding will be on there for a long, long time. Stay tuned. We got more Rick's House coming for you.
When you sit down with an accountant to plan for your financial future, trust counts. And when you choose a doctor to care for your loved ones, trust counts. And when you choose a roofing contractor to protect you from the storms, trust counts. Tadlock Roofing, when trust counts. Proud to be North Florida's only Owens Corning Platinum Preferred Contractor. To learn more, go to whentrustcounts.com. whentrustcounts.com.
You know, I grew up in a house as an electrician's son, and I figured out right fast that I didn't want to do electricity for a living. Why? Because it takes a professional. Let me tell you about the professionals at Keefe & Sons Electric. Great friends of the Rick's House program. They are the electrical contractor that we like to recommend, who's with over 15 years of experience. They've built their company servicing the residential community and doing the commercial stuff. Solar systems, new construction, remodeling, bucket truck service, pools, spas, jacuzzis, wiring, electrical generator installations, panel upgrades, gas station wiring, and more. Whether it's troubleshooting or repair, we want you to call the team at Keefe & Sons Electric, 763-6599. That's 850-763-6599, or find them online at rickshouseradioshow.com. Go to game. Keefe & Sons Electric. We make the impossible doable. Keefe & Sons Electric, getting the job done from bucket trucks to small residential. Professional electric services done the way they should be. Keefe & Sons Electric Company, a Rick's House favorite.
Hi, I'm Dave Williams with Mid-South Lbr Install Pros. Do you have windows and doors that don't operate correctly? Is the glass fogged? Can you feel cold air coming in? Let the install pros at Mid-South Lbr replace those old windows and doors for you. Go from this to this, from this to this, and from this to this. Improve the looks of your home while increasing your home's value and lowering your power bills. Call me personally, Dave Williams at Mid-South Lbr Install Pros, 215-5185. That's 215-5185.
Hello, I'm Dr. Cohen. If you're suffering with back pain, neck pain, headaches, leg or arm pain, or if you're just sick and tired of being sick and tired, please listen carefully.
Cairo Network Healthcare Centers.
At Cairo Network, we offer 2 free x-rays. Those x-rays allow us to locate and evaluate your problem and determine whether chiropractic care is appropriate for you. So why not find out today whether chiropractic care can be the answers to your health problems? Give us a call.
All right, so now we've shown you a little bit about how to do it the wrong way, but we're going to leave this first piece up here so you can still see, as we've shown you already, about what's wrong with it. It's above the line, below the line, it's not nailed properly. They've come back and nailed it with finish nails along the bottom to sturdy it up. But we're going to go ahead and leave that up for the sake of time, and because we're inside and it's just a display, it doesn't matter. But in an application in the field, it really matters. Kenton, show us what we're going to talk about now. We're going to talk about how to nail it on the way it should be done.
The way it should be done.
Okay.
Correct. So what we're going to do, so again, these guys did not hit studs. Everything's just nailed right to OSB. So what we're going to do is we're going to hit studs here on these next pieces. This little line right here, typically you'll see installers draw this for their overlap, but we're not going to do that. What we're going to do is we're going to use gecko gauges.
Really cool gauges.
So I'm just going to set them up here.
Okay.
Make sure they're nice and square.
Okay.
Drop this next piece in.
Board drops right in there to it.
Yeah. Hopefully.
Absolutely.
Now, we're going to be 1 inch down. One inch down.
Okay.
Snug and flush, not overdriven.
Right.
So, now,
look at that. Isn't that amazing? Because the product is nailed the way it's designed to be nailed. 1 inch down with an 1.25 inch reveal. 1 inch down. There's no need. It's right there. Just snug as it should be. That's how it's done right.
I'll do one more just for fun. So even at 1 inch, you can see because it's got the 1.25 inch overlap, it still covers
amazing.
Previous nails. Everything's nice and tight.
Here's the other thing about that. This is, now tell me what this is called. This is the color, this has color to it.
Right, so this is a pre-finished product. This
Right.
is primed here.
This is prime.
This is pre-finished.
This is pre-finished. So
Color
we don't
plus.
want to be making marks and drawing and doing those kinds of things like that. You use a little gecko gauge to make it happen. It's a lot quicker than drawing it with a pencil line. But as long as you do it like it's supposed to be done, that product is going to perform the way it's supposed to in the field. That's a Rick's House tip. And a Kenton Pleger, James Hardie sales and no specialist, instructional guru of all videos. He's going to make it right for you. We'll be right back, y'all. All right, so here we are back in Lowe's, and we're still talking about garden hoses and things of that nature. And you know, I couldn't help it. I had to go by and grab my cane. Now, it's not my cane. This is a gutter cleaner, and it's a great and useful tool. In one of our previous segments, we were talking about ladder safety, and more people have bad injuries falling from ladders cleaning gutters. This is a really neat telescoping tool, and as you can see, it goes up pretty far, and then you attach a good garden hose. It's got an on and off valve right here on the bottom, and it's a good quality tool. And for those one-story gutter situations, it's a great thing. Or also, if you need it to just get right on top of a downspout and shoot that right back down to blow that leaf and debris out of there, it's a good thing, and it's a good tool. I highly recommend it. Now, as you can see, we've got gadgets everywhere, water nozzles, hose nozzles. You know, you can have multiple systems and watering systems and all kinds of things. And I don't know if you've ever had the pleasure of fighting with one of those hideous hose reels that you try to roll your garden hose up on. I don't like none of them, but I do like this. This is by our friends at Ames, and it has a drawer inside for you to put your hose bibs and things like that, okay? And you simply mount it to the wall, and the hose wraps around it. You cannot go wrong on this, folks, I'm telling you. And I do like the organizational part of it. It's 12 bucks, so it's a good tool. Now, people ask me all the time, they say, Rick, what about garden hoses and the nozzles? What do you recommend, okay? Depends on where you live in the part of the country. In this part of the Panhandle, there's one I recommend, and it's one built just like this. You say, well, Rick, that's the pistol nozzle. That's the least expensive one. Exactly, and you know why? Because the problem we have with garden hoses and garden hose attachments is that we have sand here, and sand clogs them, and sand causes them not to work right, and we have outside salt in our air, and they do get destroyed. This will work better for you than any other one on the market, even the expensive ones. And I'll show you an example of that. This is a great system right here from Gilmore for this hose sprayer. Works fantastic, but it's got one problem. This is how you turn it on and off. The first time a kid drops that in the sand and it gets sand down in there, you're done. You can't do anything about it. It's not a problem with this, but it's a problem with the place that we live. So if you got grass and you're not in sand areas, this one's fantastic in my opinion. If you are in the sand, then just go with the old trusty reliable pistol version. Both good products, both good companies. It's just all about the application. That's what we want to tell you on Rick's House. We don't want do it yourself to become do it to yourself, and we'll try our best to keep that from happening.
Rick's Wardrobe provided by Neck Life. To get your Neck Life gear, go to rickshouse.com.
For 3 generations, Parker Heating and Cooling has been family-owned and operated, bringing you top-notch service and installation in Bay and surrounding counties. Our customers trust us with our 24-hour service and our fair and honest free estimates. Be fully prepared for the change in seasons with our professional maintenance and service. We can make sure your system is operating at its peak efficiency. Call Parker Heating and Cooling at 871-4343 because your comfort matters.
Hi, I'm Dave Williams with Mid-South Lbr Install Pros. Do you have windows and doors that don't operate correctly? Is the glass fogged? Can you feel cold air coming in? Let the install pros at Mid-South Lbr replace those old windows and doors for you. Go from this to this, from this to this, and from this to this. Improve the looks of your home while increasing your home's value and lowering your power bills. Call me personally, Dave Williams at Mid-South Lbr Install Pros, 215-5185. That's 215-5185.
You know, one of the good things that came out of the bad hurricanes in New Orleans was our friend Trudy and Jan came to Panama City, and guess what? They brought that Cajun place with them. Fantastic meals, Friday afternoon crawfish broils, and the great Cajun food. Good lunch specials, so let's go on in and see what they're cooking today.
Hi, I'm Trudy White, owner and chef of That Cajun Place. Originally from Humble, Louisiana, I bring authentic Cajun cooking to Panama City Beach. We offer a variety of po' boy sandwiches, all served on authentic French bread from New Orleans. Menu includes things like the Big Easy, the Houdad, Bayou Club, and the Nolans. Also try a bowl of our award-winning chicken and andouille sausage gumbo with a half a po' boy for only $7.50. Every Friday night we have a Cajun seafood boil, featuring whatever seafood is in season. Right now we're doing shrimp and blue crabs, including corn, potatoes, and mushrooms, and whatever else we can throw in the pot.
It's like having New Orleans right here in Panama City Beach.
It's delicious. It's like being back home. It's great.
And we're from Louisiana, and it is up to par.
Up to par?
Up to par.
Come join us at That Cajun Place, located at 8019 Thomas Drive, right next door to Salt Lake Tavern, where you can come and enjoy authentic Cajun cooking right on the beach. We're open from 11 to 9 Monday through Saturday and closed on Sunday. Go Saints.
Hey everybody, we're in the extension cord, the electrical section at Lowe's, and I want to take some time to talk about this because this is something we've talked about a lot on our radio show, but now that I'm on Fox 28 and I've got the opportunity to show you some of the things, this is what I want to show you. See this extension cord? It's a 12-3. That's the same as the wiring in the walls of your house for standard outlets. This is the type of cord that we want to use when we're running tools. Understand now that there's two factors when you do extension cords. One is the length of the cord. You don't want a cord that's too long. It can be a little bit too long, but not way too long, so use the appropriate length. And you don't want a cord that's too small, because when it gets hot, hot creates fire. The other thing is that it's bad for the tool that you're using. So if we're going to use power tools, if we're going to run something heavy duty, not super heavy duty, but the average tool, we want to go with at least a 12 gauge cord. Now, the bigger the number the gauge gets, the smaller the wire is. So let's move from here up to a 14 gauge. Now here we have a 14 gauge cord, okay? This is good for tools, okay. Depending on where you are in the county and depending on where you're watching this or listening to us, you can also have 14 wire in your house as well when you have for lights and things like that. Everybody's different. Everybody's codes are different. 14's a little lighter gauge. It'll tell you, yeah, it's 15 amps. We can run power tools. It's not my preferred method, but it's okay. As long as we don't get a saw that's too big. Again, keep in mind, the longer the length, the more important the gauge is, okay? And then when we move from that, that's a 50-foot cord, into a 16 gauge. Now 16 gauge is going to drop you down to 13 amps. This is where we're going to run the leaf blower, the electric weed, those things that don't pull many amps. We don't have to worry about a big, strong electrical pull on it. We're just doing what we got to do. It's okay for that. Always read your warnings, always read your labels. Make sure it's UL listed as this product is. And then we come down to what nobody should own. This is $1.62 for a reason. Yes, Jeff, I know that you have one of these behind the television in your house, and there's 17 things attached to it with adapters. I can see this from here. Jeff being our film camera guy and our production guy, just kidding, man, but all jokes aside, these are dangerous. They have very specific use, like running one low voltage candle for the holiday, okay? So it tells you what you can use on it. It's a 16 gauge indoor only, but I promise you folks, don't overload them. So many house fires and so many people have lost lives because of these. Not that I'm picking on them. They're fine as long as you use it for what it's designed for. That's a Rick's House tip from the electrical aisle here in Lowe's. We'll be back here in a minute. Hang on, y'all. You know, here we are in aisle 5, and as I go through the Lowe's store and I begin to pick out products that are important to Rick's House and should be important to you, one of the things that we see is the ProLab mold test kit. Now, let me tell you something. There's two ways to test the mold in your house. The first thing that we want to do is, this is a $10 kit, but it's good for the initial test to see what we're dealing with. Now here's what we do. You take the test, you test one inside for indoors, you test one outside for outdoors. 48 hours, you compare the two, and it will show you if you've got mold growing. If you do, then it's time to call in a mold remediation professional to help you deal with it, to assess the situation. But at least at the very minimums, this gets you started. It's a good ideal, and it's something that every family ought to do and every household ought to look into.
You know, I grew up in a house as an electrician's son, and I figured out right fast that I didn't want to do electricity for a living. Why? Because it takes a professional. Let me tell you about the professionals at Keefe & Sons Electric. Great friends of the Rick's House program. They are the electrical contractor that we like to recommend, who's with over 15 years of experience. They've built their company servicing the residential community and doing the commercial stuff. Solar systems, new construction, remodeling, bucket truck service, pools, spas, jacuzzis, wiring, electrical generator installations, panel upgrades, gas station wiring, and more. Whether it's troubleshooting or repair, we want you to call the team at Keefe & Sons Electric, 763-6599. That's 850-763-6599, or find them online at rickshouse.radioshow.com. Go to game. Keefe & Sons Electric. We make the impossible doable. Keefe & Sons Electric, getting the job done from bucket trucks to small residential. Professional electric services done the way they should be. Keefe & Sons Electric Company, a Rick's House favorite.
Hi, I'm Brad. I'm an Aries. I like romantic candlelit dinners. I love long, slow strolls on a deserted beach. Romantic. Puppies and puppy breath. I love puppy breath. But what really turns me on more than anything else is the latest issue of Pro Tool Reviews magazine. Oh, I love it. Every issue has great tool tests, tool reviews, and the latest tool information. Written by the people who know, people who use tools every day. Go to ProToolReviews.com and get your subscription now. Puppy not included.
When you sit down with an accountant to plan for your financial future, trust counts. And when you choose a doctor to care for your loved ones, trust counts. And when you choose a roofing contractor to protect you from the storms, trust counts. Tadlock Roofing, when trust counts. Proud to be North Florida's only Owens Corning Platinum Preferred Contractor. To learn more, go to whentrustcounts.com. whentrustcounts.com.
For 3 generations, Parker Heating and Cooling has been family owned and operated, bringing you top-notch service and installation in Bay and surrounding counties. Our customers trust us with our 24-hour service and our fair and honest free estimates. Be fully prepared for the change in seasons with our professional maintenance and service. We can make sure your system is operating at its peak efficiency. Call Parker Heating and Cooling at 871-4343 because your comfort matters.
All right, so we made our way back over here to Chick Days, and we found Miss Cece and some absolutely gorgeous hand-made things. My goodness, tell us how you do this.
This is all my trees of life have meaning, like amethyst, and every one of mine has a nest in it, and each little nest has 3 eggs in it, and the 3 eggs are for good luck. The nests represent new beginnings. And then the different gemstones mean different things. They used to think that if you crushed up amethyst and put it in your wine, that you wouldn't get drunk. I always figured they were drunk when they came up with that.
I bet they was, Miss Cece.
So then they have mother rose quartz. And rose quartz is for maternal love or unconditional love. Wow. And then of course turquoise. And
that's
turquoise
absolutely
is for
beautiful.
Longevity.
And you make all this by hand?
Yes, I do.
Wow. What fantastic gifts for somebody for a special occasion.
We have a lot of people that special order them for Christmas and stuff, and they pick somebody's gemstone or their favorite color.
Oh,
and
my
it works
gosh.
out really well.
My wife would absolutely.
That's actually crocheted
Is it
wire.
Really?
Yes.
Oh my gosh. So you're is that like 1, 2 and a hook and a loop, and I watch my mom do that kind of crocheting, like with crochet needles?
Yeah, with crochet needles.
Oh my gosh,
yes.
That is absolutely gorgeous.
Oh, thank you.
So this stuff just comes to you? You've been doing it a long time?
No, actually, I'm retired Air Force, so.
Wow. Thank you for your service.
Well, thank you.
Yes, ma'am.
After all that, I needed something to be creative, And I started watching the internet and the TV shows, and that's how I learned. I've never had a class.
Oh my gosh. Now I see some more beautiful bracelets, and of course another piece here on the back. I mean, go ahead and tell us about those. That's phenomenal.
This is called my Cleopatra bracelet. And a friend of mine is a wire instructor in Colorado. I've never met her.
Oh, wow.
But with the gemstones, so this is called the Cleopatra bracelet with moonstones.
Wow, it looks
and
like
bronze
owls.
wire. Yeah.
It looks, because you see the eyes and all that kind of stuff. Oh my gosh, I would pull my hair out trying to do that. Now what's that, Miss CC?
This is hand-painted pearls, and
Wow.
I've just done the wrappings on them and then put a clasp on it.
Oh my goodness.
And these are my mainstay for little kids and stuff.
Yeah.
Everybody needs a guardian angel.
Absolutely.
So-
Wow, what a great kid's gift.
And we do there's a difference between wire wrapping and wire sculpting.
Okay.
This is wire sculpting. See where there's no set?
Right.
Okay, and this would be wire wrapping, where you had to get specific and detailed and measure
That's
it.
absolutely beautiful. Absolutely gorgeous.
And then things like that would be wire wrapping.
Now, do you have a shop in town, or do you
No.
just hit fairs and things, and people, when we can put your website or your information up, we'll do that as we broadcast on Rick's House this coming Saturday, or next Saturday, or the next Saturday, whichever Saturday it may be. So do you take orders? How does it work?
Yes, I have a card, and you can call me or email me. And we're going to be in Mariana at the barbecue thing next Saturday.
Oh, fantastic.
And we do Valparaiso, and we do the different,
Sure.
shows and stuff. This is the first time we've been up here for Chick Days, but
Well, it's a great event. Mid-South is a great sponsor of our program.
and they're always so sweet. I come up here and get my vegetables.
Absolutely. It's good to do business with good people.
Yes, it is.
Thank you so much,
Thank
Miss
you very
CC. You
much,
did a
Rick.
great job, by the way. And wow, look at the treasures that we've got, y'all, and the things that we're finding. And we've got about 30 more booths to go. It may take us 10 episodes. I don't know how long it's going to take, but listen, the next time there's a Chick Days and you see that on Rick's House, you need to get to Mid-South Lumber here in Youngstown. We'll be right back. I don't know where we're headed next, but we'll find out in a minute. Hang on, y'all. Hey, y'all, I want to thank you so much for spending time with us each and every Saturday and Sunday as we try to bring you the best in home improvement and talk with you about a lot of things, not just home improvement, but sometimes we're talking jewelry or things, events, and things that's going on. We've got the finest group of sponsors, I believe, in the industry, and we would love to know about more. If you've got somebody that we need to know about or a business that we need to feature, we want to know. But not only that, we're going to be telling you about new places and new things happening. We're so excited to be doing this. Please let us know how we're doing. rickshouseradioshow.com is how you find us. Of course, we're on Fox 28, WPGX, on Saturday mornings from 7 to 7:30 and Sunday mornings from 5 to 5:30. But during the week, you can find us at Rick's House TV on YouTube. So come by and see us. Come on in the house. Make suggestions to us, and let's find out this home improvement thing together, because remember, I don't want do it yourself to become do it to yourself. So we had a good time at Mid-South Lumber. We'll be back. You guys have a great day.
Oh, well, it's Rick's House. If you got a question, he'll help you figure it out. 'Cause it's Rick's House.